When you place a large order with a factory, most buyers ask one question: what's the production time? And most factories in China give the typical answer: 40 days after sample is confirmed and deposit is paid. But this is where the risk begins, because on-time delivery is not created by a due date on the calendar. It is created by the production plan behind the due date. My name is Dwayne Scott. I have sourced products from China for over 13 years, working with factories and business owners to build supply chain systems. Today, I'm going to show you how to think about on-time delivery differently. Not as a promise from the factory, but as a system you can verify before you trust the deadline. And more importantly, before you ever pay the deposit. Because whether the order is large or small, wishful thinking is not a production plan. So, what is the factory really promising when they give you a delivery date? A delivery date is a result of many smaller dates working together. If one of these dates breaks, it creates a domino effect that delays your final delivery date. And when you place an order, your order has to mesh with many other moving parts. But most buyers only focus on the final date. And this is where the mistake happens. Because the final date is only the surface. The real risk is hidden in the weeks before that date. They ask, can you finish this order by October 30th? And the factory says, yes, no problem. And the buyer feels safe. But the better question is this: what has to happen every week for October the 30th to become a reality? Now that question changes everything, because now you are confirming the production system. So, what are those moving parts? Well, a professional factory should be able to explain how they will manage each step toward the delivery date, not just to say yes to it. So let's look at the typical sequence of stages from sample to receiving the goods. This is Jason and Tina at Amazing Action Bag Factory in Quanzhou. They are the ones who makes bags for myself. In our meeting, they listed out the estimated time for each stage. Sample making, 10 days. Sample shipped and approval, 5 days. Order is placed and deposit paid by bank transfer, 2 days. Bulk material ordering, 20 days. Bulk material is prepared and cut, 3 days. Actual bag production time, 15 days. Factory QC inspection, 3 days. Final packing, 5 days. AQL inspection, 1 day. Then container loading, 1 day. China customs and vessel loading, 3 days. And in my case, ocean freight to the Caribbean, 60 days. That's a total runtime of 128 days. Wow, a 4-month turnaround time. And when I am managing orders for the biggest Caribbean carnival, even a small color change can delay approval. And guess what? It all adds up and affects the final on-time delivery date. But you cannot delay the carnival, right? So what do we do? Now, I think you can see the importance of keeping things on track and having a system. Let's make this happen and create one using the M.A.P method: mindset, approach, and progress. But before we talk about tools or trackers, the first shift has to happen in the way you think about delivery. So let's dive into mindset. The old mindset is, I follow the standard delivery time from the factory. The new mindset is, I give the factory a production plan to be accountable for every week until the agreed delivery date. That is the shift. And now we need an approach. We can develop this production plan with awareness and 5 simple checks. These 5 checks are what turn a factory's promise into something you can actually verify. So, what is the approach? The first delay usually begins before production even starts. So we got to check for product readiness. Ask, is every detail confirmed before production starts? Before a factory can produce on time, the product must be clear, the final sample must be approved, the material must be confirmed, the color must be confirmed, the size spec must be confirmed, the logo must be confirmed, the packaging must be confirmed. Then and only then do we ever consider production time. Are all the final details documented on the BOM, the bill of materials, and signed off by you and the factory? This reveals whether the order can move forward cleanly, because remember, every unclear detail becomes a future delay. Now, you can also check out the guided workshop lesson on the BOM tool on the channel to help with this. Once the product is clear, the next risk moves upstream to the materials. So the second check is material readiness. When will the materials be ordered and when will they arrive? Many buyers think production starts when workers begin making the product, but real production starts when materials are ordered correctly. If the fabric, components, accessories, labels, or packaging arrive late, the factory cannot magically recover that time. So you need to ask these questions. When will materials be ordered? When will materials arrive? Are any of the materials custom colored, which takes a longer lead time? What happens if one material is delayed? These questions reveal whether the factory is planning ahead or just simply reacting. And remember, in the buying process, ordering bulk material is one of the largest components, and material delay is one of the biggest reasons production falls behind. But even if the materials are ready, there is another question that most buyers forget to ask. The third check is the line schedule. Ask, which production line will make my order and when does it start? You see, a factory may have machines, but that doesn't mean they have open capacity for your order. Factories are already producing for other customers, so you need to ask and verify which line will make my order. When does that line become available and how many workers will be assigned to it? What is the daily output and how many production days are needed? This is where the delivery date starts to become practical and real. Now, the delivery date may look possible, but how do you know it is staying on track week by week? So the fourth check is a milestone schedule. Ask, what are the weekly checkpoints from deposit to shipment? A serious production plan does not wait until the end to find problems. That is reacting. It has checkpoints to build awareness, material arrival, pre-production samples, a first production piece, inline inspection, mid-production progress, final inspection, packing, container loading. Does some of this sound familiar? These milestones protect the delivery date because they reveal problems early. But we still need to do our due diligence and put together an order tracker to follow the process. And most importantly, it makes the factory aware and holds them accountable. This is where the buyer needs something simple, visual, and practical. Your system is going to look something like this. It begins with all the stages in the ordering process. It can get very specific, and that's okay, down to the events for each week, and sometimes even each day. Now, this is what builds awareness, and I call it a funnel of focus. It manages the order and keeps everything tracked from beginning to end. So remember, a lack of awareness is what causes delays to our delivery. Now you can download the tracker for free in the description. But even with a good plan, there is one final question that separates a professional factory from a risky one. The fifth check is a recovery plan. Ask, if the production falls behind, what is the recovery plan? This is important because even good factories have problems. A machine breaks, workers get sick, a typhoon comes, a pandemic happens. China customs creates a delay. So the question becomes, can the factory, for example, add extra workers? Can they open a second production line? Can they speed up packing? Can they prioritize materials? Can they tell you early enough for you to make a decision? This reveals whether the factory has flexibility and whether they are planning ahead. Now that you know what to ask, the next step is knowing what answers to trust. So, how do we really know if we're making progress and can continue, or we need to pivot? We look for the green flags. A strong factory can explain the production timeline. They know the material lead times. They know which line will produce your order. They understand daily output. They give milestone updates, and they report problems early. The sales agent understands production, not just price, right? So these are all good signs. But the opposite is also true. Some answers sound safe on the surface, but they reveal weakness underneath. So we gotta watch for red flags. They only say, no problem. They cannot give a detailed schedule. They avoid material dates. They do not know daily output. They cannot tell you which line will produce your order. They only allow inspection at the end. How about they give updates only when you chase them? These are the signs you need to see before you place the order and pay the deposit. Actually, I would say even before you pay for the sample, right? These are just questions you can ask, because our job is to ask questions to gain confidence in the hidden production system that will support the order. And when you start doing this, your role as a buyer changes. Before this shift, most people will ask, what is your delivery date and can you deliver on time? But the transformation here is that we are business owners protecting our asset. So we focus on this. What is a production plan that makes this delivery date possible? And then we create a system that tracks the flow and keeps everyone aware. Before, you were waiting for updates. Now, you create checkpoints. Before, you react when something goes wrong and ask, then what? Now you have a system that anticipates problems and responds with solutions. This is a real transformation, and that system is what protects your business. This, my friends, is the Dalaban way. So, before your next order, do not just ask for the delivery date. Ask for the plan that makes the delivery date possible. If you are sourcing products from China, use this M.A.P framework to qualify the factory. You can download the M.A.P for free in the description. And your next step is to watch how I explain how to evaluate your sales agent. If you want to build a smarter China supply chain, how about subscribing to the channel? Because here we do not just look for supplies, we build systems.